Hello everyone, in this video we will see how to attempt mathematics question paper using OMR sheet. We have separate OMR sheet for each subject. Maths OMR sheet contains questions from 1 to 40, Science OMR sheet contains questions from 41 to 80, Social from 81 to 120. Total 120 questions for 120 marks. Time duration is 3 hours for 3 subjects. The top part of OMR sheet contains instructions and basic student details. Some instructions are: use blue or black ballpoint pen to circle the answer. Do not make any rough calculations on the OMR sheet. Do not fold, tear, wrinkle or staple on the OMR sheet. Here are the wrong ways and correct way to present the answer. We have to circle the correct option only once. Let us discuss the first problem in mathematics model paper. If a pair of linear equation 3x plus 2ky is equal to 2 and 2x plus 5y plus 1 is equal to 0 are parallel, then find the value of k. Let us take the pair of linear equations 3x plus 2ky is equal to 2 and 2x plus 5y is equal to minus 1. Let us keep this in a standard form and representing this pair of linear equation in terms of the quotients, a1 is 3, b1 is 2k and c1 is equal to 2. And quotients of second equation will be a2 is equal to 2, b2 will be the quotient of y which is 5 and c2 is equal to minus 1. We have to know the parallel line condition. Parallel condition is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 but not equal to c1 by c2. We will take the first ratio of first two and replace their values. So a1 by a2 will be 3 by 2, a1 is 3, a2 is 2 is equal to b1 by b2, b1 is 2k and b2 is 5. So 2k by 5 and we will do the simple cross multiplication. 3 5s are 15 is equal to 2k into 2 is 4k. So they are asking to find the value of k will be 15 by 4. Correct option here is A. So we are going to share the correct option for the first question, which is, we will see the second question. The pair of equations 2x minus 5y plus 4 is equal to 0 and 2x plus y minus 8 is equal to 0 as. To find the number of solutions, we have to check the what type of lines are there. To check the type of lines, we have to compare their ratios. So a1 by a2, b1 by b2 and c1 by c2, where a1 is the quotient of x and a2 is the quotient of x for second equation, b1 is the quotient of y for first equation and b2 is the quotient of y for the second equation. So there is no number, we will assume as 1. Clearly 2 by 2 and minus 5 by 1 are not equal. So a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. These are the conditions for intersecting lines. So we all know that the intersecting lines has only one solution. So correct option for this question is one solution. One solution is nothing but a unique solution. They are synonyms. We are going to share the option C for second question. Third question, the value of x and y when a point lies on a linear equation 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. So to check this problem, we have to replace the value of x and y in the linear equation, and if LHS is equal to RHS, then the point lies on the equation. Otherwise, it is not satisfying. We have to go with the other option. Let us replace x value is equal to 0 and y value is minus 3 in the linear equation 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. So first option is x is equal to 0 and y is equal to minus 3. We will replace in the linear equation 2 into 0, x value is given as 0, 3 into minus 3, y value is given as minus 3. 2 times 0 is 0, negative into negative is positive, 3 3s are 9 which is equal to 12. 0 plus is 9, 0 plus 9 is 9 is equal to 12. This is not satisfying the equation. So option A is not the correct answer. We will check with option C. We are going to replace the value of x and y in the same linear equation. X value is given as 3 and I am replacing the value of X as 3, and Y value is given as -2, and our answer should be RHS 12. 2 3s are 6, 3 minus into minus is plus, 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 6 is 12, which is right hand side. Therefore LHS is equal to RHS, and this point X is equal to 3 and Y is equal to -2 is satisfying the linear equation 2x minus 3y is equal to 12. Therefore x3y minus 2 is a point lies on the linear equation. Fourth question. Identify the wrong statement with respect to a pair of linear equation. We'll see all the 4 options and we will find out the wrong statement among these 4. If lines are parallel, there is no solution. Yes, it is a true statement. Many solution if the lines are coinciding each other. Yes, in coinciding lines there are infinite solution. This is also a true statement. Intersecting lines have unique solution or one solution. It is also a true statement. Whereas the lines are perpendicular to each other, there is no solution. Actually, the perpendicular lines have one solution, whereas in the question it is mentioned as no solution. So the wrong statement in this question is B. So B is the correct option. I'm going to shade the option B for fourth question. Fifth question, the 10th term of an arithmetic progression -3, -1, 1, 3 is. So we will choose correct option after applying the formula. Nth term of an arithmetic progression is given by the formula a plus n minus 1 into d. Here they are asking to find the 10th term, so I will use A10 formula, which is nothing but a plus 10 minus 1 is 9d. See, we all know that a is the first term of an arithmetic progression and d is common difference. First term of arithmetic progression is -3. I am replacing a as -3 plus 9 into d. D is common difference. We all know this d is a2 minus a1, where a2 is the second term and a1 is the first term. Second term is -1 minus of -3, which is nothing but +2. Okay, -1 minus of minus is +3. -1 plus 3 is +2. So the value of d is 2. So a 10th value. Moving on to the 6th question. The nth term of an arithmetic progression is given by an is equal to 7 minus 4n. Then the common difference is. Whenever the question is an, you have to replace n with 1 to get the first term and also with 2 to get the second term. So they are asking to find the common difference. D is equal to a2 minus a1. So let me jump into the problem. Given an is equal to 7 minus 4n. As I told, we have to replace the n value with 1. This is the common basic instruction. Whenever an is given, you have to replace n with 1. 7 minus 4 times 1 is nothing but 3. So first term is given as 3. And we are going to replace the n with 2 to get the second term. An is equal to 7 minus 4n. A2 is equal to 7 minus 4 into 2. So A2 is equal to 7 minus 4 2s are 8, which is nothing but -1. So second term is -1. So D common difference is A2 minus A1. We are using D because the question asked in the question they are asking in the question is common difference. So D is equal to A2 minus A1. A2 is -1, A1 is 3. -1 minus 3 gives you -4. Correct option is B, and I am going to shade B option for 6th. 7th question. 4A, B, 28 are in AP, then the value of B is. We all know that in arithmetic progression, first term is represented with A, second term with A2, third term with A3, and fourth term with A4. Clearly, first term is 4. I am writing A1 or A as 4. And fourth term is given as 28. Here 28 is in fourth term. We all know that fourth term formula is A plus 3D, which is nothing but 28. A is 4 as from the arithmetic progression, plus 3D is equal to 28. 3D is equal to 28 minus 4, which is nothing but 24. Therefore, value of D is 24 by 3 is 8. So we know first term A and we know D. The question they asked is B. B is in third term. So we have to find the third term in this question. Third term is given by the formula A plus 3 minus 1, which is 2D. Third term is A. A plus A is 4. I am replacing the value of A with 4 and D with 8. Basic simple calculations. 4 plus 2 8s are 16. Third term is 16 plus 4 is 20. Correct option for this question is A. I am going to shade option A for 7th question. 9th question. The sum of first n terms of AP is given by the formula Sn is equal to 3n square plus n. Then we have to find the third term in AP. So before doing the problem, we have to keep two formulas in mind. S1 is equal to A1. S2 is equal to A1 plus A2. If you know this basic two formulas whenever Sn is given, then half of the problem is done. Students, S1 and A first term are equal. Okay, so we have to replace the 1 in the place of n to get the first term. Sn is given by 3n square plus n. Therefore, S1 will be equal to 3 into 1 square plus 1, which is nothing but 3 plus 1 is 4. So sum to first term or first term is 4. Okay. Replace the value of 2 in the place of n. We will get S2 is equal to 3 into 2 square plus 2. 2 square value is 4 plus 2. 3 4s are 12 plus 2 is 14. Therefore, S2, sum of two terms is 14, sum of one term is 4. Already we know the formula, sum to two terms is given by the formula A1 plus A2. Sum to two terms is 14 and A1 is nothing but the first term, which is nothing but 4. I am replacing A1 with 4 and I don't know A2. 14 minus 4 is equal to A2. Therefore, value of A2 is 10. The question they are asking to find third term in AP. We all know third term of arithmetic progression is given by the formula A plus 3 minus 1 is nothing but A plus 2D. Third term is given by the formula A plus 2D. We know A value is 4. I am replacing A with 4 and D value is, D is nothing but A2 minus A1, right? A2 is 10 and A1 is 4. So D value is 6. I am replacing D with 6. So 4 plus 2, 6 are 12, which is nothing but 16. Therefore, third term in an arithmetic progression is 16. Correct option here is B. 10th question. The constant term in the quadratic equation 3x square minus 3 into 2x minus 4 is 0 after reducing it to a standard form. Clearly, this equation is not in a standard form. First, we have to convert into standard form and find a constant term. Constant term is nothing but C. Let us do a simple calculation here. 3x square minus 3 into 2x is 6x. Minus into minus is plus 3 4s are 12. Here 3 is A, which is nothing but x square quotient. 6 is B, which is nothing but x quotient. And constant is 12, which is nothing but C. So correct option for this question is D. So I am circling or shading the option C for 10th question. 11th question. One of the root of the quadratic equation 2x minus 3 into x plus 5 is equal to 0 is minus 5. Then the other root is, one root they have given and we are going to find the other root. I am going to explain the solution in this answer sheet itself. So we all know that there will be two roots for quadratic equation. Already they have given one root, which is nothing but minus 5. The other root will be 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So 2x is equal to 3, x is equal to 3 by 2. So other root is 3 by 2. The correct option here is C. 12th question. The nature of the roots of the quadratic equation x square minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0 are. The question is nature. You have to use the formula discriminant. We already know the condition for the nature of the roots. If b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the roots are real and distinct. If discriminant is exactly 0, then the roots are real and equal. If if b square minus 4ac is less than 0, there are no real roots. Okay, the roots are real and equal if b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Let us check the problem. Here the quadratic equation is x square minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Clearly a is 1, quotient of x square, b is minus 2, quotient of x, and c is constant 1. We will apply the discriminant formula b square minus 4ac. Applying discriminant, b is minus 2 whole square minus 4, a is 1 and c is 1. Minus 2 square value is 4, 4 times 4 minus 4 is 0. So if b square minus 4ac is 0, then the roots are real and equal. So correct option here is A. I am going to share the option A for 12th question. 13th question. The sum of squares of two consecutive odd numbers is 394. The mathematical equation for the statement is. So we all know that the two consecutive odd numbers are x and x plus 2, not x plus 1. If 3 is an odd number, the next odd number will be 5. The immediate next number we call it as consecutive number. Okay, x and x plus 2 are two consecutive odd numbers. The condition is sum of the squares of the two consecutive odd numbers is 394. Squares means I am just writing x square and x plus 2 whole square. Sum in mathematics represent with plus is 394 is equal to 394. So the mathematical representation for above statement is x square plus x plus 2 whole square is equal to 394. Let us see which is the correct option. X square plus x plus 1, this is not the odd number. X square plus x plus 2 whole square is equal to 394. Correct. Other two are also not correct. Correct option for this question is B. 14th question. In the given figure, angle B is 90 degrees and AB is given as 6, BC is given as 8 centimeters and AC is 10. Find the value of sine 90 minus theta. Clearly this is the complementary angle in sine. Complementary angle of sine is, yes, your guess is correct. It is a cos theta. So we have to find the formula for cos theta. Cos theta is nothing but adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent in this picture is 8 centimeter, hypotenuse is 10. So correct option here is D, 8 by 10. 15th question. If 2 sin theta is equal to root 3, then the value of theta. We all know that sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So 2 theta is equal to 60. Theta will be 60 by 2, which is nothing but 30 degrees. So correct option for this question is 30 degrees. I'm going to share the option C for 15th question. Moving to 16th question. In a circle with center O, AC is the tangent and OC is 4 centimeters, which is nothing but hypotenuse, as it is the right angle triangle. It is a right angle because radius and tangent are perpendicular to each other. Angle C is 30 degrees and we are going to find the radius in this problem. So our target is to find OC. Clearly we require opposite side and they have given hypotenuse. The relation between opposite and hypotenuse is sin theta. The ratios we already read. Sin theta is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite here is OA, which I don't know, and it is my target to find in this question, and hypotenuse is 4 centimeters. So sin theta, I am replacing the value of theta with 30, that is what they have given in the question. Sin 30 is equal to OA by 4. Sin 30 value is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is equal to OA by 4. OA is radius, cross multiplication. OA into 2 is 2 OA and 4 times 1 is 4. OA is equal to 4 by 2, which is nothing but 2. So correct option for this question is C. 17th question. If sin theta is equal to x by y, then cos theta. So to solve this problem, we have to draw a right angle triangle. In trigonometry, we have to use only right angle triangle. ABC is a right angle triangle and representing C with theta. We know that sin theta is opposite by hypotenuse. It is the basic formula. Opposite is given by x and hypotenuse is given by pi. This is what they have given in the question, x by y. So sin theta is x by y. X is nothing but opposite and y is nothing but hypotenuse. So using Pythagoras theorem, we will get adjacent side BC as y square minus x square, root over y square minus x square. Simple Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse square is equal to sum of squares of other two sides. So y square, BC square will be y square root over y square minus x square. They are asking to find the value of cos theta. So what is the formula for cos theta, students? Yes, it is adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent to theta is root over y square minus x square and hypotenuse is y. So correct option for this question is D, y square root over y square minus x square by y. So I am going to shade option D for 17th question. 18th question, if sin A plus sin square A is equal to 1, then we have to find the value of cos square A plus cos to the power of 4A. So from the given condition, I will write sin A is equal to 1 minus sin square A. Plus sin square A moves to the other side, it will become minus sin square A. Based on the first identity, I am writing 1 minus sin square A as cos square A. We all know that identity 1. Identity 1 is sin square A plus cos square A is equal to 1. So where cos square A is equal to 1 minus sin square A. So in the place of 1 minus sin square A, I am replacing cos square A. So they are asking to find the value of cos square A plus cos to the power of 4A. I am writing cos to the power of 4A as cos square A into cos square A. Cos square A into cos square A value is nothing but cos to the power of 4A. So it will become cos square A plus, in the place of cos square A, I am replacing sin A. So it is nothing but sin A into sin A. Sin A into sin A is nothing but sin square A, and it is the first identity. The value is 1. Sin square A plus cos square A is equal to 1, or cos square A plus sin square A is equal to 1. So correct option for this question is D. I am going to shade the option D for 18th question. 19th question, if origin is the midpoint of the joining the points 4, minus 6 and B, A, B, then find the values of A and B. So I am drawing a line AB, and there is an origin which is represented as O. Clearly AO and BO are equal. Reason is they are the midpoint. O is the midpoint of line AB. So we will use the midpoint formula for this question. We all know that midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. I am going to write the point A as 4, minus 6 and B point as A, B. We know that origin is 0, 0. Replacing the values, origin is equal to, origin is the midpoint, x1, y1. I am representing the point A with x1, y1 and point B with x2, y2. I am replacing the formula. x1 is 4 and x2 is A by 2. y1 is minus 6 and y2 is B by 2. Origin, we all know origin is represented with 0, 0. When we will equate the x coordinate and y coordinate. Equating x coordinate and y coordinate, 4 plus A by 2 is equal to 0 and minus 6 plus B by 2 is equal to 0. Obviously A is equal to minus 4. Reason is 2 times 0 is 0. When plus 4 goes to the other side will become minus 4. And B is equal to 6. 2 times 0 is 0. Minus 6 goes to the other side will become plus 6. The correct option for this question is C. A is equal to minus 4 and B is equal to 6. I am going to shade option C for 19th question. 20th question. The distance between the points A, x1, y1 and B, x2, y2 is given by the formula. We all know the distance formula. D is equal to x2 root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So correct option for this is A. 21st question. If the points A, 1, 2, O, 0, 0 and C, A, B are collinear, then. So we have to prove the any one of these condition among the 4 options. We all know that if points are collinear, then area of triangle should be equal to 0. points are collinear, then area of triangle is equal to 0. We all know the area of triangle formula, half into x1 by 2 minus y3 plus x2 by 3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2. As the points are collinear, we have to equate with 0. Replacing the values x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3 in the formula, we will get the equation as minus b plus 2a is equal to 0 and 2a is equal to b. So correct option for this question is B. 23rd question. A student scored 65 marks in first language, 50 in science, 55 in social and some marks in maths. We don't know mathematics marks, that is our target to find maths marks in this question. If the average marks scored by him in all 4 subjects is 60, find the marks scored by him in maths. So 4 subjects are languages, he scored 65 marks, science 50, social 55 and we don't know maths mark, I'm assuming it as X, average marks is 60. You know the formula for mean. Mean or average is one and same, students. Is equal to sum of observations by number of observations. Here sum of observations is 65 plus 50 plus 55 plus X divided by 4. So 4 I am writing because there are 4 subjects, which implies average marks is 60. 65 plus 50 plus 55 is 170 plus X divided by 4. When division goes to other side will become multiplication. 60 into 4 is 240 is equal to 170 plus X. When plus 170 goes to the other side will become minus 770. The value of maths marks will be 70. So correct option for this question is D. I am going to share option D for 23rd question. Moving on to the 25th question. In the given frequency distribution table, the median class is. To find the median class for this data, we are going to draw a table. The table looks like this. So they have given the data in horizontal, I have made into a vertical. To find the median class, we require cumulative frequency. The cumulative frequency will be 5, 5 plus 8 will be 13, 13 plus 12 will be 25, 25 plus 15 will be 30, 40, 40 plus 20 is 60. So the total frequency is 60. To find the median class, we have to use the formula n by 2, where n is the total frequency is 60 by 2, which is nothing but 30. This value 30 lies after 25, so the median class will be 30 to 40. The median class lies between 30 to 40. Option C is the correct answer. 26th question. 26th question says, in triangle ABC, it is given that AB by AC is equal to BD by CD. And angle B is 70, angle C is 50. They are asking to find BAD, this angle. Students, we know that if a line through one of the vertex of a triangle divides the opposite side in the ratio of the other 2 sides, then they bisect the angle at the vertex. So this line will bisect the angle at the vertex. So if it is 70 and 50, obviously this angle will be 60 based on the sum of angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. If it is 60, this line is making the angle into 2 equal halves, bisecting. So obviously angle BAD is 30. Correct option for this question is 30 degrees. 27th question. In the given triangle, ABC is similar to triangle DEF and ABC is equal to DEF is equal to 60 degrees. Then the length of AC is. So they have given triangle ABC and DEF are similar. If 2 triangles are similar, then their sides are proportional. So I can write AB by DE is equal to AC by DF. So AB value they have given as 4.8 centimeters and DE value as 2.4. I'm just replacing the values. AC have to find and DF is 1.3. Cross multiplication, AC into 2.4 is equal to 4.8 into 1.3. AC is equal to 4.8 into 1.3 divided by 2.4. 2.4 ones are 2.4 4 2s are 4.8. So AZ is equal to 2 into 1.3 is 2.6. So correct option for this question is B. I'm going to shade B option for 27th question. Question. The side of some triangles are given below. Identify which does not form a right angle. So we have to know the Pythagoras triads to identify this. So 5, 12, 13 makes a Pythagoras triad. 15, 17 and 8 makes a Pythagoras triad. 25, 24, 7 makes a Pythagoras triad. But 3, 8, 6 does not satisfy the Pythagoras theorem. Actually, the actual correct answer is 6, 8, 10. So correct option here is C. It does not satisfy the right angle triangle. 31st question. 4 statements are given below with respect to the tangents. The wrong statement is, we have to choose an option which is wrong among the 4 options. A. There are exactly 2 tangents that can be drawn to a circle from a point lying outside the circle. Yes, it is the correct statement. B. There is only one tangent passing through a point lying on a circle. Yes, this is also a correct statement with respect to tangent. D. The length of the tangent drawn from external point of a circle are equal. Yes, this is also one of the theorem and it is a correct statement. The wrong statement out of 4 is only 2 tangents we cannot draw from a point lying inside a circle. So correct option here is C. 32nd question. In the given figure, PA and PB are 2 tangents with center O. If PA is 5 centimeters, APB is 6 centimeters, then find the length of the chord. So we are going to find the length of the chord AB in this problem. Clearly APB, this triangle, is an isosceles triangle. Am I right? Because tangents drawn from external point of a circle are equal. This is 5 centimeters. Obviously this is also will be 5 centimeters. And it is a isosceles triangle. I am assuming this angle as X, and this obviously this will also be X because opposite sides of isosceles triangle are equal. So X plus 60 should be equal to 180. Angle sum property of a triangle. Angle X plus 60 is 180. 2x plus 60 is equal to 180. 2 angle X is equal to 180 minus 60 is 120. Angle X will be 60 degrees. So this angle will be 60 and also this. If all angles are equal, then it is a equilateral triangle. We all know that in equilateral triangle all sides are equal. If it is 5 centimeters, obviously the length of the chord will also be 5 centimeters. So correct option for this question is C. 33rd question. The angle between the 2 radius of a circle is 130 degrees. Then the angle between the tangents drawn at the end of the radius is. So the angle between the radius of a circle is 130 degrees. And we are going to find the angle drawn between the tangents at the end of the radius are. We are going to find this angle. So we all know that radius and tangents are perpendicular to each other. So this angle will be 90 degrees. And angle B will also be 90 degrees. The reason is radius and tangents are perpendicular to each other. So based on the sum angle of a quadrilateral, angle A plus angle B plus angle P plus angle O should be equal to 360 degrees. So angle A will be 90 degrees. You know the reason. Angle B will also be the 90 degrees. Already we discussed the reason. But we don't know the angle P. I'm writing as it is, but angle O is mentioned in the question as 130 degrees, which is equal to 360 degrees. 90 plus 130, 180, 280, 310. This implies angle P is equal to 360 minus 310. which gives you 50 degrees. So correct option for this question is 50. D. 35th question. O is the center of the circle. The length of the tangent AB is 24 and the center distance from center to the tangent is 25 centimeters. Find the radius of the circle. So we are going to find the radius of the circles. Already we discussed this Pythagoras triad in 30th question. If it is 25, 24, obviously this one will be 7 centimeters. It is a right angle triangle because tangent and radius are perpendicular to each other. So correct option for this question is 7, and I am going to share the B option for 35th question. 38th question. The surface area of a sphere is 616 square meters. The surface area of a hemisphere is, I think it is square centimeters. So we are going to find the surface area of a hemisphere. To find the surface area of a hemisphere, you have to find the radius first. The given condition is surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square is given as 616 square centimeter. So 4 into pi value, we all know that it is 22 by 7. R square is equal to 616. So 4 into 22 is 88 by 7 into r square is equal to 616. R square is equal to 616 by 616 into 88 by 7 goes to other side, will be the reciprocal, which is becomes 7 by 88. 88 ones are 88 sevens are 616. R square is equal to 7 times 7 is 49. R is equal to root over 49, which is nothing but 7 centimeters. So radius of a sphere is 7 centimeters. They are asking to find the curved surface area of a hemisphere. We all know the curved surface area of a hemisphere formula. Curved surface area of a hemisphere is 2 pi r square. So we know the pi value, we know the radius, just now we found out, which is 7 centimeters. R square means 7 times 7. So 7 get cancelled. 2 into 22 is 44. 44 times 7 is 7 4 28. 308 centimeter square. Always area is calculated in centimeter square. So correct option for this question is last question of the model paper. Prepare a cone from model clay. When wet, cut it with a knife parallel to its base. Remove the smaller cone obtained. The solid left is. So to understand it's better, I just show you a picture. Yeah, this is a cone which is made with clay and it has cut exactly parallel to the base, and I separated the smaller cone. The shape left is frustum. So it is called frustum of a cone. Frustum of a cone. So correct option for this question is D. So 48 option is D. I'm going to circle the D option for 40. 39th question. The perimeter of the base of a right circular cylinder is 44 and its height is 10 centimeters, then volume is. We all know that the base of the right circular cylinder will be circle shape. So we will use the perimeter of a circle which is given as 44 centimeters. So perimeter of a circle is 44. We all know that perimeter of a circle formula is 2 pi r, which is nothing but 44 centimeters. 2 into 22 by 7 into radius is 44. Obviously 44 by 7 into r is equal to 44. Radius will be 44 into 7 by 44. 44 by 7 goes to the other side, will become reciprocal. 44 cancel. So radius of the right circular cylinder will be 7 centimeters. They are asking to find the volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder is given by the formula pi r square h. I made a video with all the formulas. You can find that link in the description part. So I'm not going to replace the value of pi because the question asked in pi. The options are given in terms of pi. So pi into radius, just now we found out 7 into 7 centimeters, r square 7 into 7, height is given as 10 centimeters in the question. Pi into 7 7s are 49. 49 times 10 is 490 centimeter cube. So correct option for this question is A, 490 pi centimeter cube. I'm going to circle option A for 39th question.